Hi guys, see you again on your favorite channel, Shania Studio. In this video, I will tell the case of a girl named Olga Moskalyova, which was very terrible, where the girl was eaten by 4 bears to death, where she still had time to call and tell her mother what happened when she was eaten by the bears. How the full story, watch this video until it's finished. This story takes place in Siberia, Russia, which happens to a woman named Olga Moskalyova. Olga plans to strengthen her relationship with her stepfather, Igor Zyganenkov, by fishing together in the river in a nearby village. On their way home they realized that their fishing rod had been left in the river. They immediately returned to the river. But what Olga and her stepfather didn't expect was that this decision would cost them their lives. How could this happen? Olga, who is 19 years old, is someone who has an interest in human psychology. So he plans to work in that field. To get rid of the boredom of her studies, Olga plans to take a vacation and enjoy the beauty of nature. Therefore her stepfather, Igor Zyganenkov, plans to take Olga Moskalyova for fishing in the river near the village of Termalin. When they got there, they immediately put fishing equipment on the river bank. Then after placing the bait on the fishing line, they began to wait and talk about their daily lives. Unexpectedly several hours had passed. They planned to return to the village and cook the fish that had been caught. When they reached the village, her stepfather remembered that they had left their fishing rod near the river, and decided to go back alone to the river. Hearing this, Olga decided to accompany her father, taking the fishing rod. Olga's mother, Tatiana Zyganenkov, was resting in a house in the village. When her cell phone rang, she immediately walked over to it. At that moment Tatiana thought Olga and Igor would give the news that the fishing rod had been found. But when she picked up the phone, all he heard was Olga's scream.
"Mum! The bear is eating me! Mum! It's such agony, Mum, help!"
Tishan heard Olga's screams. She thought Olga was joking, and tried to scare her. When in the interview Tatiana said,
"But then I heard the real horror, and panic in Olga's voice, and the sounds of a bear growling and chewing. I could have died then and there from shock."
After receiving this call, Tatiana tried to contact her husband, Igor, but Igor did not pick up the phone, which Tatiana did not know, at the time, that the bear had killed Igor, by breaking his neck and then stomping on his shattered skull. According to the investigators, Olga, who was hiding in the tall grass and reeds, panicked and drew the bear's attention. Olga ran as fast as she could, but after 70 yards, the bear caught up with Olga and bit her leg. Make Olga and become an easy prey. Tatiana tried to call her husband many times, not knowing that Igor had died. Tatiana tried to call the police and her neighbors for help, and they immediately went to the river. A few minutes later Tatiana's phone rang. On the second call, Olga weakly said,
"Mum, the bears are back. She came back and brought her 3 babies, they eating me."
Finally, in the third and final call, almost an hour after the first call, Olga, who was on the verge of death, said,
"Mum, it's not hurting anymore. I don't feel the pain. Forgive me for everything. I love you so much."
After that the call was cut off, and that was the last thing Tatiana heard from her daughter. Half an hour after his last call, Igor's older brother, named Andrei, came with the police and found a bear with her 3 cubs, who were devouring the bodies of Olga and Igor. The hunter who participated in the search decided to kill the bear and her 3 cubs, for fear of harming other residents. Tatiana burst into tears, thinking that Olga was still young and that she still had a lot to live for. She says,
"My cheerful, friendly, and warm daughter had just graduated from music school, and just days before the bear attack, she got her driver's license."
Igor and Olga are buried together in the village of Termalin, Siberia, Russia. That's the story of Olga Moskalyova. What do you think? That's all, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you like this video. Greetings from Shania Studio.